Ayo, Baradon. Baradon, let me get them Baradons in the chat. Let me get them Baradons in the chat. Let's have a day, boys. Let's have a day, boys. That's how you have a day. That's how you get this thing started. It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again, man. Make sure you like the video. Make sure that you subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports weekly. It's the only channel that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. So make sure that you get in tune with us. Justin Fields has been named the Chicago Bears starting quarterback from here on out. Matt Nagy has finally made the decision. It seems like he's finally figured out what we've all been saying. And Justin Fields is now the Chicago Bears starting quarterback from here on out. Let me get some Bear Dons in the chat for it. I got a live reaction here. I mean, honestly, like I'm just hearing it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you guys for tuning in and rocking with me as always, man. We appreciate the love that you guys are showing to the channel, man. If y'all like, hey, listen, 848, he absolutely right. If y'all didn't see the Bull stuff, man, last night, y'all missed the show, man. That was fun. But man, let's get into it. Here's what I'm seeing right now. Justin did what we asked him to do from the start. And I think that we finally saw that game where Justin 100% took the job. He was doing things that we finally saw on the field, Justin doing things that there's no way Andy Dalton can do. He took it. I think a lot of us wanted Justin Fields into the game, in the game, just because Justin Fields is the new shiny toy. But Justin honestly hadn't shown us things that Andy couldn't do. And Andy had the experience with it. The last game versus Detroit, you saw things that Andy Dalton has no shot of doing. That 64-yard pass on a dot to Darnell Mooney, no shot. Bird down. No shot. So the Fields era has finally begun here in Chicago. How are you guys feeling about it, man? Let me know in the comments as well. I'll be in there talking with you as well. Let's get into it, man. It's Pat and the people. I'm Pat. Y'all are the people. Here's the biggest thing now. You're going into Vegas. You're going into a team with a defense that you should be able to get after. They're missing some of their main cornerbacks. Their defense gives up a lot in the run. Their defense, I mean, it should be a defense that, listen, Justin, the next two defenses you face should be a couple of defenses that you don't have to worry about Justin running for his life. You don't have to worry about the offensive line just being so bad because the guy on the other side is so dominant. And I think that plays a factor in this. And I think that plays a big part in what the Bears are doing with Justin now being QB1. And at this time, listen, he's going to get an opportunity to do it against some monster competition. I'm talking about just win-wise. You know, we're going up against the Vegas Raiders, who yes, they just lost, but have offensively been one of the better teams in the NFL. You're going up against the Green Bay Packers next week, who are the week after this one, which we're still trying to get that tailgate event locked down. But another team that, listen, you're gonna be in a position to at home play your rival, and we're gonna see what the rookie can do versus the rival. The biggest thing here still hasn't changed, though. Right now, Matt Nagy as a play caller cannot be. We have to continue on the path that we're currently on. Let's not go backwards. I don't want to see this thing starting to get moving in the right direction, and then all of a sudden it's, hey, Matt Nagy's the play caller again. Right now, Matt's doing things, and I'm not to the point that I'm going to say, hey, Matt's off the hook for what he did. But as you guys will see in a premiere, I was going to drop the premiere at 1, but instead we got this going. So the premiere will drop at 2, the premiere of this week's episode of the Windy City Breeze. This is how you start to change the narrative. This is how you start to change the narrative around your team. This is how you start to change the narrative around you, who's continuously made the same mistakes year after year, week after week, day after day, play after play. This is the beginning of that. Honestly, it started last week with Bill Lazor making him the OC. You have to keep that in place. I love how Ryan Clark said it. He said the worst thing Matt Nagy's done since he's been here is continuously rehire himself as the offensive play caller. The Bears are in a position right now where, and listen, coming off of a win, if you can get a win versus Vegas in Vegas, you're coming back home 3-2, going up against the beloved, the hated rival. You know that the Joker Batman scenario right there. The team that you hate them so much. Now you just hate them. Now you just hate them. I was gonna say you hate them so much you love them, but now I just hate them. But you love the rivalry. I guess is what I'm saying. You love the rivalry of it. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about setting your team up for continued success. For the first time in a long time since Matt Nagy's been here, he seems to be setting his team up for continued success. He makes the move to make Bill Lazor the play caller. Excellent move. Now he's finally had to make the tough decision, and I'll give him an olive branch on this point. I understand that you have to. That's a delicate situation where you're taking a job from some guy who honestly was playing well while he was in there. You're taking that job away from him. You have to be delicate when it comes to a situation like that. You can't just go in there and say, "Hey, listen," because that's how you manage a team. The way he's handling it, the way that at least how we heard it went down, I like how it went down. But I think that now we can see. We saw last week with Bill Lazor, with Justin Fields in there, that there's if you keep this thing simple, like we've been saying the whole time, like I've been saying anyway. If you keep this thing simple and you allow Justin to simply use his instinct to go out there and make a play, you can accomplish a lot. Because there was a lot of play. What the Bears did offensively last week was not crazy. They ran a few crossing routes, some play action. It wasn't a complex offense that the Bears put out there. But you don't need that. You go into this week, you rely on Damian Williams like you relied on David Montgomery. Are they the same running back? No, but you rely on him the same way. He's a Super Bowl running back. You can send him out there and make him do what he's going to do. And on top of that, you allow Justin to have his input. 17 to 20 passes is not bad for what we're trying to see Justin Fields do. What you don't want to do is put him out there and all of a sudden he gets into a bidding or a shootout match with some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. What you want to do is see continued growth from Justin Fields. At a certain point, he's going to get to that point where he can go out there and he can dominate the game with his arm. But right now, keep it simple for the young guy. Let the game come to him. Because if we rely on Justin's natural instincts, I'm gonna tell you this right now: Justin Fields is gonna win a lot of games. Now you want to put a good scheme behind that. You want to. I think at some point, if Matt is going to stay here for further, Bill Lazor is going to have to be a guy who is going to have to be swapped out for a more dynamic play caller. But at least right now, or maybe not. Maybe Bill all of a sudden calls plays different. But I think what we've seen over time is Bill's that guy. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy that he'll get you to a certain point and then he'll play not to lose. Playing not to lose usually ends up having you lose more times than not. And so to me, when I'm looking at uh, what I want to see Justin Fields do moving forward, I don't want to see it be super complex. I like what we saw. Let the kid learn on the fly. What I'm saying by that is when things happen, listen, he's learning the game from getting hit, unfortunately, but we're seeing him respond to getting hit by making moves to not get hit. He unretired the spin move the other day, or last Sunday, spins out of a defender, gets out to the right, and makes a play. He's learning it as it happens. If you guys are just joining the live, man, the Justin Fields era has begun, man. Like the video if you're hype about that. Let's get the Bear Dons in the chat. Oh, okay. Let's get the Bear Dons in the chat. And the big thing for me with what the Bears are doing now is how do they continue to be on the winning side of it with the young guy in there? Your front seven defensively is playing well. Keep them as rested as possible. Take as much time as you can off of that clock. Let the defense do what it does. And you go out there and you put up 21 to 24 points, 21 to 28 points a day, a game. You go out there and you put up 21 to 28 points a game. Because where this team is at right now, we don't know what to expect from them, right? We're trying to figure that out. We're trying to see how Justin's going to affect the game right now. And the thing that you don't want is Justin is on the run so much, he's getting hurt so much that the Chicago Bears future is now making consistent mistakes because that's what he's used to doing. Right now, Justin is a proven quarterback. Justin is he's not a project, he's not a guy, he is a quarterback. He's been playing quarterback since he was a child. You want his habits to continue to improve. And so now you have to do things at this current state with the way that your offensive line is currently looking. You have to do things so that he's not getting hit 9 times a game. You have to scheme your game plan so that he is more protected. You have to scheme your offense so that he is taking shots that are going to have the most likely chance of success. Is that how it's going to be for the rest of the season? No, probably not. But I'll tell you this right now. It's going to be a lot tougher going in and week out if Justin Fields is getting hit to the point where he's mentally being taken out of the game. You can only take so many shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to. I think the thing that a lot of people lose sight of when we talk about a Jay Cutler is how many shots he took and he was able to stay in there. We saw Justin do that for a game, and maybe he's got it like that. But you have to fix that offensive line up front. You have to fix those big boys up front now. And I'm seeing a lot of now we got to focus on the secondary. Now we got no. The next 2-3 drafts should be offensive linemen. If you could find some secondary help late in the draft, maybe. Maybe. If you can find some secondary help, but right now you have to figure out what's going on with your starting quarterback. Everything from here on out should be to the benefit of your starting quarterback. Game plan, simply. I'll tell you this. The one thing that I do like about what Justin Fields has said in his press conferences and what Nagy has talked about is it seems like they're more open to Justin being involved in the playbook with Bill Lazor calling plays. It seemed like when Bill Lazor came out and started calling plays, you heard Justin talk about, hey, listen, we kind of went through the playbook when I started starting, and we were able to pick out these plays, and we were able to figure out, what we wanted to do, including your quarterback and what's happening in the room. is the most important thing that the Bears can do because it's something they didn't do with Mitch. It's something they didn't do with Nick Foles, who is a veteran in there. It's something that we've heard now that the Packers didn't do with Aaron Rodgers. Like, that's mind boggling to me. He's the guy that runs your entire team. So the fact that we're there starting off with Bill Lazor and with Justin Fields is a good thing. But now, how do we make that continuously work? You have to protect him. He's got weapons. You can't tell me that this is not one of the Bears' best weapon or best offenses weapons wise in a while. P Kid in the chat, keep it fire, Nagy alive. Shout out to you, bro. Everything from here on out has to be to do what it takes to get the kid moving in the right direction. Because listen, there's a lot of defenses. I mean, look at the Bengals defense. Is it going to need to be rebuilt? Absolutely. But it's okay. The biggest thing that the Bengals are doing right now is, hey, we got to figure out what's going to be our next offensive line so that we can stop getting Joe Burrow killed, but we've got his weapon for the next 10 years. We've got the guy, the duo that's going to dominate for the next 10 years. Maybe you have that in Darnell Mooney and Justin Fields right now. That might be a feather in Kid's cap because I believe he's the one that said Darnell Mooney would end up getting that big money. But the biggest thing that the Bears can do now is whatever Justin needs to be successful, let that happen. For the rest of this season, I'm talking. You're not going to go out there and find your offensive lineman of the future this season. You're not going to go out there and find the next big wide receiver. But the weapons are there. The Bears are in a position now where now they have a quarterback. They've got a top 10 wide receiver. They've got Darnell Mooney. They've got 47 tight ends. You need Jenkins and Borum to come back as soon as possible. But right now, you got Jason Peters in there. Hopefully, that's enough to get you to that. Hopefully, those two guys are able to come back and be right. Over 100 in the chat. But the rest of this season, schematically, should be about simplifying it as much as possible so that Justin Fields understand. I don't need Justin Fields to understand all the systems of an NFL right now. I just don't. He's a rookie QB. Pat Mahomes just said he got it a season ago. I don't need Justin Fields to go out there and already know, okay, this is how zone works. This is how nickel works. This is how dime works. This is where I should watch out for this guy here. I need Justin Fields to go out there and make plays right now. He's going to learn on the fly. He's going to make some mistakes too. And this can't be the, hey, we're all coming to the party to jump on Justin when things get down. Now, listen, we can call him out for his mistakes, especially if they're bad mistakes. I mean, if it's a situation where, you're putting that thing up there and you're there's nobody there but the defender. I'm fine with calling out the rookie for making mistakes. But to me, we can't come to the witch burning. I don't know if I can still say that on air. Can I say that? The witch burning? I'm gonna stop saying it in case they take my video down. We can't come here and nitpick on the kid. You have to allow the kid to learn. And from what I've seen from Justin Fields, he's done nothing but learn since he's been here. And it's gonna take time. I'm gonna be honest with you. Prediction from here on out. Let's do this real quick because I'm gonna get out of here in about 6 minutes. And then at 2:00, the witch burning. I said the witch burning. Witch burning. Can you say that? Four Rams like the what? Let's say that we have the same offensive output. that we had against the Detroit Lions moving forward, how many of those teams are you now in a position to win the game? Raiders, I think Raiders can absolutely be a win with the game plan we came out with, especially with the defense we got. If that's the case, you're heading into Green Bay, or you've got Green Bay coming here 3-2. Can you beat the Packers? Aaron Rodgers is probably going to pick that defense apart. Aaron Rodgers under pressure is a god. Aaron Rodgers under pressure is a god. Like, he irritates my soul, but I'll tell you this right now. The Buccaneers are beatable. We've got a team that can get pressure around Tom Brady. We've got a front seven that can get pressure around Tom Brady. And even though with the loss of Akeem Hicks, now you're getting Eddie Goldman back. Hopefully after a game under his feet, he's able to get it going. If you can get pressure around Tom Brady, we saw it last week, even though in a little bit of rain, but when you get pressure around Tom Brady becomes a little more human than anybody else. '49ers are rolling with Trey Lance. It's not about how you play, or it's not about who you play, it's about when you play them. '49ers are rolling with Trey Lance right now due to injury. Are they going to be able to come back from it? Is Jimmy G going to be back in? You don't know how Trey Lance is going to play. Hey, listen, that could be a dub. Steelers are. Wah, 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 wah. It's been a tough season. That could be a dub. I'm talking about, like, I'm not looking at this just from a fact that Justin Fields is in there. I'm saying if you can put up 21 to 28 points with Bill Lazor calling the show, this game is very winnable. Kid says 49ers had planned to play Trey anyway. Nah, what's his name is pretty upset about it, actually. He wanted Trey to get in there, but not this season. Did the Texans really waive Anthony Miller? That's messed up. So, I mean, honestly, right now you're 2-2. If you win at the Raiders, maybe the Packers is a loss. Maybe the Bucks is a loss. I think the Bucks is a more winnable game than most people think. You win at the 49ers, and I think that you'll win with the Steelers. At a minimum, say you lose to the Packers and the Buccaneers. You're what would that be? 4-4 going into the bye. If you sneak out one of those wins, you're 5-3 going into the bye. With the schedule that the Chicago Bears have right now, if they get to the bye 500, or if they get to the bye one game above or two games above 500, that's an absolute win. That is an absolute win. That is a game-changing scenario for the season, and that's just by getting 21 to 28 points a game. I think a lot of that falls on the play calling. I think a lot of that falls on what Bill Lazor is doing with the Bears right now, and I think that, Justin, the fact that he's just allowing Justin to be Justin. He's allowing Justin to go out there week in and week out and try to make a move based off of a simple play. Hey, that play broke down. You know what Justin can do? He can keep this play alive with his feet. He rolls out right. He's looking downfield. He's keeping his eyes open. Yeah, everybody thinks he's going to run. Here comes the spy. Now something opens up over the middle. Dot. That's what Justin Fields brings you. And there's going to be some mistakes. There might be some game-costing mistakes. But the era has now begun, and it now falls on the Chicago Bears to put Justin in the best position for his instincts to take over. Not for what the Bears want to do, for Justin Fields' instincts to take over. That's going to be the biggest thing the Bears can do, man. That's going to be the biggest thing that the Bears can do for Justin. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Make sure y'all tune in at 2. We're going to have the live premiere dropping of the newest show in the new studio. So check that out as well. And then at 5 tonight, y'all know we go live for our weekly show. I'm sure Kid is gonna want to get in here. Might be having the discussion on who really made the call, as y'all can see from him in the comments, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. Do want to let you guys know we will have the FanDuel. If you guys haven't signed up with us on FanDuel, man, I got a question for you. Are you like us, Bears fans, who know they can run a successful franchise if given the chance? Well, we have teamed up with FanDuel to give you that opportunity to put your GM skills to the test. With FanDuel being the premier sports gaming destination in the United States, we realize that this is the perfect way to not only team up with the Breeze Nation for some fantasy fun, but also a way to allow you the opportunity to win some cash prizes. Last week we weren't able to play, but so far we've given out, I believe, over $500 in cash prizes. 500 in cash prizes. So y'all need to get up in there and tune in and rock with us, man. We'll be doing the Windy City Weekly Fantasy Contest that allows you to win real cash prizes to compete against me and the crew. It's simple. You pick your team while staying under the given salary cap, and if you pick the best team, you win. First place has been taken home over $100, and it'll be tiered from the top 25, at least getting their entry fee back from there. Make sure when you click, you sign up, you use our link, because this is a paid brand deal, and it does help us get a little bit more money in our pockets. So, man, check out the link in the description below, or go to fanduel.com/Windy City Weekly. And when you get there, if you are a new user and you sign up, make sure that you put in the referral name, Pat the Designer, all one word, so that we know that you signed up under us. Shout out to you guys, man. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us. We got a new sub. Hold on. Who we got here? Shout out to you, my boy, M. Bolton. Newly subscribed, been watching for a few. Great work. Keep it coming. You know that's what we gonna do. You know, me and P Kid got a lot of stuff coming your way. Hey, yo, Chicago. Cop some of that merch that we got in the link description below. All that good stuff. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Justin Fields is QB1. Hey, peace.